It's a year later. I can remember back in the day when things used to be normal and life was full of vigor and excitement. And now it seems that everything has changed. And oh, wait a second. What's this? Oh, hey! Hi guys, what's up? It's Dave Trevor. Long time no talk, long time no see. Missed you guys immensely. I've had a lot of stuff going on. I'll talk about that later in the lesson. But for the meantime, let's get started. I was going to do a lesson entitled Sing Your Style, how to sing rap, but I don't have any experience in that. I've got a little more experience in this. I worked recently with a voice student, and she actually wanted to learn how to do Screamo. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to learn about Screamo. So this is called Singing Tips 34, Sing Your Style, Screamo. So what is Screamo? Well, Screamo is kind of defined as this sound that basically is this mix between singing and screaming. It kind of is a coined up phrase, and what a coined phrase means is that it was just sort of like brought about by bands and that sort of thing. So Screamo is really this sort of sound where it's this kind of crunchy, kind of very guttural type sound, but it tends to use a lot of vowels, and I'll explain what I mean by that later. Again, a lot of the stuff that I'm talking about is strictly my own opinion and my own data from what I found through the experience of singing and doing these kind of things, okay? So how did Screamo come about? How did it come from metal? Well, I'm sure there's other bands that are earlier than this one, but this is the one that I can remember because I started listening to music when I was about 5th grade, 6th grade. So there's probably other screamy type bands that did it, but the one that really made it for me so I could understand what the heck Screamo was Phil Anselmo from Pantera. And so what it is was another way to add like another layer to like metal music. So when Pantera first came out with the idea of Screamo, that's where it all kind of started, and they're kind of even known as the grandfathers of death metal. I mean, I don't know if I would even consider death metal by today's standards, but if you look, certain critics will have. It's not just me. It's not just me saying this, but certain critics have dubbed it as basically the grandfathers of death metal. Okay. So what are some benefits of being able to have the ability to scream? Well, one of the benefits is that you can offer more as a singer. I mean, it's really nice to walk into an audition and say, oh yeah, I sing, but I also scream. And be fairly proficient at it, because everybody has the pretend wanting to scream type thing, but that doesn't mean a whole lot. So, and on the top of that, it can add more layers to your vocal performances. Basically, you can make it more flashy and more specific and more tailored and that kind of thing. So there you go. The other thing is that I liked was that it makes you sound tougher than you actually are. So, you know, like me, I could kind of do some screams where I'm like, ah, oh, and that kind of thing, but I don't look very tough necessarily. I know I'm tough, but I'm definitely a slim and slender guy, so I kind of know what I'm talking about as far as that whole thing goes. But Screamo is just another way to make you sound kind of tough. So one of the things I wanted to talk about was if you're doing screaming wrong, it'll hurt your voice. If you're doing it correctly, it should never hurt your voice. So I can't scream very well, but the stuff that I taught my student, she was able to incorporate some of the things that I did, and I could tell that she was really getting some benefit from the whole thing. So there you have it. And I sound a little bit unrehearsed, a little unpracticed, because I haven't done this in a while, guys. It's been a long time since I've been on YouTube, so bear with me, and thank you for showing up, because it really does mean the world to me, because I do have a big announcement later, and I will let you know what that is exactly. So yeah, you don't want your voice to hurt. You don't want it to be in any sort of pain. You don't want it to be in any sort of like funk or weirdness or that sort of thing. So you want to make sure that that's what you're doing and that's what you've got going on, because if it does hurt, that means you're doing some sort of improper technique. And the idea with screaming, even more so with singing, is that less is better, because you can always add and amplify it when you put it behind a microphone, because a microphone is basically that. It's an amplifier. So if you have it so that when you're screaming, you're only doing little bits and little pieces, well, when you inflect that sort of tone on the things, then that's how it's going to happen, and that's what's going to work. So there you have it. That's what I mean by that. Now, I wanted to, guys, give you both an apology and some basic exercises. My last lesson that I did was punk, and I didn't really give you any specifics on how to sing punk. It's kind of a cop-out for me to say, oh, just sing it, you know, or don't worry about how you sound. Because a lot of punk singers don't worry about how they sound, but I could have, if I would have done my research a little bit better, I could have probably found some techniques and some ways to do that. Because I had a couple comments from a few of you guys about that sort of thing. So for that, I want to apologize. So to make up for it with this, with Screamo, I wanted to give you guys some basic exercises that you can do. Okay? So the first one is ah, and then you're going to do it to take it to a gentle scream. So all you're going to do is you're going to put a lot of breath behind the voice, and it's going to sound something like this. And it's going to be very gentle. So you'll do it a few times. So again, breathe from the nose and out through the diaphragm. So so yeah, very simple, and that's ah to a gentle scream. So do that, practice that. It's very simple, it's very gentle. Again, I'm not giving you guys advanced stuff because you guys aren't ready for the advanced stuff, and I'm not even ready to teach the advanced stuff. But this is some basic stuff because I've run into lots of you guys who've been like, can you do some stuff about screaming? So to answer that and to help you guys out, here is what I'm giving to you on screaming stuff. The next one to do is to practice this with vowels, and what I mean by that is you've got the vowels A, E, I, O, U, and Y. And when you say these, you want to first just speak them. So you'd say A, A, A. And then you would gently start putting breath behind it. So go A, A, A. And then you would do the same thing with the rest of the vowels. So it would sound like this. E, E, E. A, A, A. So then you would do the next vowel. I, 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 I. Then you would do O, 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 O. Next would be U, 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 yo, yo, yo. And finally, Y, 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 Y. So yeah, real basic, real simple. Again, not really forced and not really like with a lot of power. But the idea is that you get these kind of sounds behind a microphone, it'll make all the difference in the world. Because, you know, you might be singing with the microphone out here like this, but when you do the screaming stuff, you might have to bring it in like this because it'll carry over and you will just barely have to go, Y-O-Yo, and it'll be able to carry that over real nicely and easily. So that's the other exercise. Another exercise is word or words, excuse me, with vowel sounds. So, like hey, and more. So it'd be like hey, and more would be like more, more. See, it's very gentle, and you can tell that I'm not putting a lot of emphasis on the throat, because if I was, you'd see me doing this with my throat. Remember when I've done this in previous lessons? And that's just not what we want to do. It's not what we want to shoot for. So yeah, words with vowel sounds. You guys are all smart enough out there that I think you can figure out words with vowels. So, pretty obvious. Okay. The next one is speak several words, and this is actually the last kind of exercise I have, but speak several words and throw some quick screams in there, because there's been lots of bands that have done this. Protest the Hero, Medina Lake, Thrice, even some stuff that Pantera's done, some of their later work, Devil Driver. They do this thing where they can sing and they can scream at the same time. Killswitch Engage, obviously. So, but what I'm saying is, like, you know, listen to some of the bands that you really like, and if it's like, you know, real guttural screaming type that, maybe it's a Kill Switch Engage. It's like, I'm not going to impersonate them because I know their music, but I don't know it well enough to do it. But we'll pretend, okay? So like la 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 la, go take it this way. You could like practice that because you're still singing and you're screaming, so you can get the idea of the screamo being the combination of singing and screaming. So there you have it. That's that. I could do a different type of sound, like maybe it's a different type of scream, because there are different types of scream. There's like, just like with singing, screaming is the same thing. Every screamer has a different sound, and there's thousands of different types of screams because there's thousands of different types of voices. I hope that makes sense. So like, that was a very guttural, and by guttural I mean like it's really low, it's really but you've heard higher screams too, like maybe a guy singing tenor, or sorry, a band singing that kind of sound. It might be like, gonna take this out, gonna take it down, don't wanna break it, don't wanna take it now, don't wanna take this. And you'll notice how the scream was a different sound and a different pitch. You'll hear girls do the same thing. Like, okay, a really classic band as far as screaming goes for girls is OTEP. If you guys don't know who it is, check her out. She is incredible. And the Agony is really good too. They're more of a, they've been around for a few years too, but they're definitely very, very up there as a very interesting sound, because they can both really growl. But like the girl, when she sings, she's like la 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 la, but when she screams, she's like blah blah blah. I mean, I can't even do it. She's awesome. So if you guys are really into screamo and that kind of sound, check out OTEP and check out the Agony. Okay. So yeah, that's what I have for that. That's basically screamo in a nutshell. Again, this is real basic. If you guys want to have more interest, or you want me to further talk about this, I can do that. And this ties in exactly with the next thing that I want to talk about. I'm really excited. I've missed you guys a lot, but there's been a lot going on. I've been introduced to this company called powhow.com. I'll put it right here as an annotation, powhow.com. But what they asked me to do is, this is a ground level company, and they're actually going to be teaching live webinar classes for voice lessons. And I wanted to let you guys know firsthand that I'm going to be doing this very soon here. Check my Twitter feed, check my Facebook feed. I'll let you know exactly when they are, how much they cost, and everything. I'm going to offer you guys a discount, though, right from the get-go, just because you guys have been so loyal and following me. And even though I've been gone for so long, most of you guys have been like, where have you been? We miss you. Did you die? No, again, I didn't die. I know I'm repeating myself, but I'm still here. I've had a lot of things going on, and this was part of what has been going on over the months. So Powhow is basically this company where you do live webinars, and so I tend to offer my students $60 for hour lessons. And if I'm doing half-hour lessons, it's $30. But what I want to do for you guys is offer you $20 for lessons. I'll let you know how all the signups and everything go. If I have anything more in the description, I'll let you know. And if things change again, check my Twitter feed, check my Facebook fan page. I'll let you know all the details and how it all goes. But I want to offer $20 for half-hour lessons. And I'm really, really excited to do this, guys, because you guys only get me for about 10, 15 minutes on the max. Whereas this, you'll get me hands-on. You'll be able to see exactly what I'm doing in real time for 30 minutes to a full hour. So I'm real excited about it. Again, check it out for yourself, powhow.com, and you can look me up and find me there for sure. Just look for Dave Trevor. And if you don't find me, just let me know as a message, or again, just send me a message on my Facebook, because I lose a lot of messages here on YouTube, guys, and I want to make sure I can really, I get a lot of spam, I get a lot of requests to listen to songs and stuff like that, and that's fine, but that's not my primary focus right now. My primary focus is on you guys again. So yeah, there you go, powhow.com. That's what I'm doing, and that's where it's all going. So the question of the week, this was actually, I couldn't remember who asked this, but I wanted to further on this question. The question was the idea of, do I get a vibrato naturally, or is there ways to incorporate it? Yes, there is a way to incorporate to increase your vibrato. What you want to do is look for songs where they have a long legato type sound. And what by that I mean is you hear the notes and then it goes la, and it's just lengthy. So with that big stretch of time, you can learn to basically practice and use that with proper training and with proper sound and with proper breathing techniques, and it'll get into la, 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 and that sort of thing. And that's what you really want to be shooting for. That's what you want to have happen. And so yeah, practice with songs that have legato. I'm going to go more into this next week's lesson because I'm going back to the basics. And you're like, well, why do you want to go back to the basics? Without the basics, you guys have a foundation for nothing. So that's why I'm letting you guys know. So yeah, hope that answers the question, a kind of update on it. So this is real quick. This is an update on my life, the idea of being in a partnership and the future. For a long time, I wanted to have a partnership with YouTube, and I don't want to get into specifics here. Maybe I'll get into it when I'm teaching my online lessons on powhow.com if you guys send me questions about it. But basically, I want to do what I want to do, and I want to have my own control in it. And I was going to be a partner for a while, but things change, and the future changes, and it's just not my passion anymore. My passion is doing music. I'm in the process of working on my own CD. I got back into doing voiceover projects, and then doing this, and then I also still have a full-time job. So life's been awesome. Life's been full of ups and downs, but I regret nothing. I regret nothing. I don't regret anything that happened over the year, and I'm just really excited to be back. And I do apologize for it being so long, but life happens, you know, and I wish I could have stayed with YouTube, but when you don't have a proper connection, you don't have a proper computer, when you don't have a proper camera, it's kind of hard to do all things. And I know those are all excuses, but you have to have those tools in order to make YouTube work. So I hope you guys understand. And I know for the most part, most of you guys understand. My enemies, bah, I don't care. But I love you guys, I miss you guys, and that's just what's been going on. So yeah, next week, we're going to be talking about what are the basics in singing and why are they so crucially important. What happens when you don't have the basics? Why does every teacher teach them differently? Because that's a very interesting thing to find out and know. Who do you listen to when it comes to singing and why that's important, and much, much more. So yeah, thanks again, guys. I'm so excited to be back. You can follow me on Facebook right here at facebook.com/davetrevor_fans, and you can follow me here on my Twitter feed. Whoops, you can follow me here on my Twitter feed. And yeah, I'm just really excited to be back. You will see me again for sure next Friday. I've already recorded a few lessons. I've got a few more in the works. I've been writing, being busy, making new material, and yeah, I might start a vlog channel here pretty soon to let you know how everything's been going. So if you guys haven't already, subscribe. There's no big yellow button anymore because YouTube's gone, but subscribe, and I will talk to you guys later. Take care.